Hello, and welcome back to Brainwave Scanner Reviews. Today we are going to be talking about Rock and Roll version 2. There was only one figure of him in the modern line, and that was the 2018 G.I. Joe Collectors Club membership figure. This was the figure you got if you signed up that year, shipped in the mail, or you could buy it later at the con carded. I got mine shipped in the mail, and that will play into something I'll mention later when we get to the head. Now, as with all figure subscription service or collectors club figures in general, there are no new parts on this figure except his head. It is all kit-bashed, reused parts. So, when I'm giving the scores later, I will take that into account, because they did have to work under that extra limitation. So first, let us go over and compare this figure with the original. So we'll start from the top and work our way down. We have the head, and it's rock and roll with the yellow, blonde beard and hair and brown cap, tan cap. The original did have the bullets on the cap. This just has the brown stripe, and still isn't bad. Mine got a little bent in shipping. That's what I alluded to earlier. And you can see that. Then we come down to the torso. And just like in the original, they both have this tan shirt, slightly different shades, with green painted accessories on the upper shoulders, rolled up sleeves, and they both have web gear on their waist. It's tan on the original and it is brown here. They're both wearing gloves, black on the original and brown here. And when we look at the pants, they're wearing green pants with camouflage. Now on the original, that camouflage is a darker, kind of blue-gray maybe. Here it's brown, and he does not have the knife sheath that the original has. The original has black boots, and of course this one has brown. So they opted for some slightly different choices, but overall it's fairly comparable look. And so now the accessories. Here we do have the exact same gun that the original one comes with, this awesome double-barreled minigun. We have, instead of the original backpack, we have this one that we've seen as far back, or the first time, at the 25th anniversary, the very original 5-pack, the Roblox that came with that. He had this, and we've seen it many times since. He comes with this small rifle. It's much more futuristic than the lever-action rifle that came with the original. And he comes with these brown web gear. Otherwise, he also comes with this bullet belt. Again, it does not look like the original, but it gets the point across. And it does fit with the gun, as we will later see, so that's good. Alright, so there's not much more to talk about with him, so let's move on to scores. For fidelity to original, I give him an 8 because, as we've talked about, he is not an exact copy because he is not a fresh sculpt. So he is as close as they could get using reused parts. And I think they did a pretty good job. Though they did make some color differences, in their choices, but that's okay. For quality, I also give him an 8 because overall he's a really good sculpt. I like it. I think pretty much everything works well together, but there are a couple small things. One is that I do think the legs are just a little bit big for this torso and waist, perhaps. And two, it may be a little hard to see, but if you look at his eyes, they're like looking almost directly upward. And it's just a little weird. that he's not looking straight out. And the head might be just a little bit big as well. Some of these third-party heads often were a little big. So then, for the accessories, only one is a perfect match for the original. That's this one. And the others are more stylistic matches than exact matches. So again, I'm going to give it an 8. For quality, I'm also going to give them an 8. Because although the plastic is a good quality, sometimes the club accessories could be a little flimsy feeling. These ones are not. I do wish they were colored, or at least a better color. This gray is just kind of blah. I like the brown web gear though, and I do like the painted bullet belt where we get the actual strap painted different than the bullets. Those are nice choices. So for accessories, the overall average is an 8. So that leaves an overall average of 8. He is a very good figure. He's not one of the best, but I think the club did a very good job with him, and I think he is a decent match for Rock and Roll version 2, if you want one for your shelf. Although he may be a little pricey on the secondary market. I haven't looked. That'll do it for today. This is just a short one. See you on the next one.